Alright, today's video we talk about the idea of treating your business like an actual business. So, people start out in different places when they join Beachbody. Maybe they just want a discount on Shakeology, they want a discount on programs, maybe they want to make enough sales to cover their Shakeology, or maybe they're really passionate about fitness and it's a nice way for them to share that with other people. But when you start really getting serious about it, say you move to Emerald rank, or you're ready to take this business somewhere, prolific and make it big and make it, your full-time career, say, it really gets important to treat it like an actual business, because if you treat it like a hobby, or you treat it like it's just this thing you're doing for fun, that's how other people are going to see it too. But if you treat it like a business and like something that you're serious about and you're dedicated to, then it's going to start feeling and looking and working like a business. So there's a whole lot of different things that might mean to you, to treat it like a business. And there's a lot of things you can do, depending on what your life is like and how you like to work things, to sort of make it like a business. But some of my recommendations are, scheduling time to work the business. Just like in a standard job, you might work 9 to 5. There's a reason, those hours are easiest. It's daytime, most people are up, most other businesses are functioning, so if you're dealing with suppliers and vendors and such, it makes sense to work in that time slot. Now, one of the beautiful things about this business is that it's flexible, so you can work whatever time you want. But you don't want to work 2 minutes here, 5 minutes there, and be all over the place. It's sort of easier to schedule, say, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., that's your work block, or 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. is one block of time, and then 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. is another block of time. And this becomes particularly important when your business really gets growing and gets big, and you have a lot of clients that you regularly interact with, or you have a lot of coaches. That's when you need to really schedule certain things like team webinars, phone calls with your team, time for phone calls or follow-ups with your clients or with customer leads, so you can be focused and you can be efficient with your time. Another thing is, opening a bank account. That's strictly the money that you get from the commissions and bonuses and such from this business. Having a dedicated office space. If you have a small apartment, this might be really tough. If you have a house, it's obviously a lot easier. But it's kind of nice if you can have all your tools, say all your personal development books, your records, your tracking materials, your training materials, everything in one spot. So it feels less chaotic, it feels more organized, and again, it feels like a real business. Getting business cards is another, I think, nice touch that makes you just feel a bit more professional, and instead of scribbling your web address or your phone number, name on a random piece of paper when you meet people face to face, you can give them a professional business card, which again makes you look more like a serious professional and like not just some random marketing person. Even your email signature, your voicemail message, things like that can again make it not just feel for you like it's a legitimate business, but make you look professional and serious to other people, which can help them really, see this as something more than just a hobby of yours, but see it as something you're really truly serious about growing. And something that I really want to start in 2014 that I had wished I had done in 2013 is saving receipts and saving, basically having a track record of all my expenses that relate to business. So for instance, if you buy packets of Shakeology specifically for sampling, save that receipt, because that's a business expense. That's a business expense you can write off. If you travel specifically for this business, if you purchase envelopes, purchase note cards, business cards, even the apparel, things like that. Yeah, especially once you're a much bigger business and say you set up an LLC, these are write-offs, and it's also, for the tax purposes it's nice, but also for yourself, knowing and tracking how much you're taking in from this business and how much you're putting out is very important, because early on it's tough to you can't really advertise that much because you don't have that much income coming in yet. You don't want to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on Shakeology and logo apparel, because if you don't have that money coming in, it doesn't financially make sense. But if you're keeping track of all that and saying, okay, well, I'm making enough that my Shakeology is paid for, I'm making enough that my business fee is covered, I'm making enough that I can cover, my summit ticket, or say you can also use it for planning purposes. If you know, okay, next month I want to make $500 so I can cover going to Super Saturday in a different state, or flying out to meet a couple of potential coaches. I can make that financially work if I sell X amount, or if I sell 6 challenge packs or something. You know what I mean? Like, it gives you a clear sense of how much your effort is really bringing in and how much you're investing in it. Because, again, until you're making a really good paycheck, it can be very easy to almost overspend what you're bringing in, which financially isn't always the smartest thing to do. You want to invest in your business, but you also don't want to do it at the expense of, being able to pay for groceries or your bills. So I think keeping track of all that is really important, and it's something that businesses do. Businesses have accountants. They have accounts payable. They have whole departments that deal with how much money they're putting in, how much money they're bringing in, and budgeting all that. And there's no reason that you shouldn't treat it the same way, so that you can make it make financial sense for you. Because in the end, you want this to be an income for you. You want to make profit. And if, every single penny you're bringing in, you're spending on stuff that doesn't invest back in your business, then maybe you need to rethink how you're running things. And one nice way to sort of catch that early on is to have a record of everything. So those are some tips on just how to start treating this like a real business, because if you show that you're serious about it to yourself and to other people, everyone is going to start respecting that. Everyone's going to start seeing it as a real business as opposed to just a hobby or something you post on Facebook about a lot, So those are some tips I hope can help you start feeling more like the CEO of your Beachbody business, because that's exactly what you are. So that's it for today. I'll see you in the next video.